So, do you need a course to get started with blogging? I have an opinion. So, you guys know that I'm still very, very new to blogging. My very first site just turned 9 months old. I have not earned any money yet blogging. So, here is my take on if you need a course. There are a lot of people that you can follow online, and there are a lot of free things you can sign up for, free webinars, free email lists, download my freebie, and you will get a lot of information. But is the information going to get you where you're going? So I did decide to invest in a course, and I made a screen record video that I'm going to insert in here that's going to give you all the details about the two courses that I was considering before I made a purchase. I hope it's helpful to you. Hey, so when I started looking for a course to start my online business, there were really two that I was considering. I did work for about 4 months without a course, and I wish I hadn't. I was starting from scratch. I had never done any online marketing. I had never done any affiliate marketing. I had never tried to earn money from the internet at all. So when you're a new blogger, you need to learn things like WordPress. You need to learn what hosting is. You need to choose hosting. You need to figure out how to monetize that website. You need to learn how to create quality content. You need to figure out what your social media strategy will be. Keyword research and SEO, which is arguably the most important skill. Networking, and then I take that back. The most important skill is managing your expectations. Because everyone will tell you that they can get you to profitability. There's not one course out there that's saying, take this course, it's not going to make you any money. No, everyone is telling you they can make you money. Everybody is telling you that if you follow my method, then your business will be profitable. So I think the hardest thing for a new blogger to learn is how to manage their expectations. How can I know whether I'm successful or whether I'm not? How can I tell if I'm on the right track? So when I started looking into it, I learned the term niche site, which I had not heard before, but there were really two schools of thought out there. There was blogging, which was very lifestyle centric, definitely a female dominated industry. The things that I was seeing were all women. And then a niche site, which was much more businessy, less flashy, less exciting. And most of the people I heard talking about niche sites were men. So I considered these two courses. So I started listening to Ruth Sukop's Do It Scared podcast. She is the founder of Elite Blog Academy. She's a rich, rich lady, and that course is marketed to women, 100%. Almost all of her success stories are women. The topics covered in most of the sites that I've seen are crafting and traditionally female markets. The course costs well over $2,500, but it is a lifetime access, right? So it's a very expensive course, but you never have to pay for it again. After listening to the Do It Scared podcast, I listened to all of the interviews with all of her current students. She would basically do like a site review. She would talk about their numbers, talk about their business, and it's very product focused. Ruth would say a lot of times, if you don't have something to sell, then you're not a business. And she really did not think that ads were an appropriate way to monetize a site. And the first thing I bought actually was her book, which is How to Blog for Profit Without Losing Your Soul. And I read the book, and she has a study in there where she talked about how the most successful bloggers do not rely on ads, or ads are a very small part of their total income. I did find it a little bit challenging to find reviews of Elite Blog Academy. There were a couple on YouTube. I had to really, really dig, but I did find a couple bloggers who had reviewed Ruth's course. So Elite Blog Academy, it did take a little hiatus. She only opens it once a year. There's a lot of hype. It is very it's like an experience. It's like a club almost. and you want to be in it, and you can only join once a year. Very interesting. So then the other thing is I started running into the Income School videos on YouTube, and they have their course Project 24. It's definitely marketed more towards men. The topics of their sites are traditionally male hobbies, things like hunting, knives, dirt bikes, outdoor hobbies, outdoor sports. Their course is marketed to men. Most of their team is men. The course is, at the time that I purchased it, less than $500 for the year, but you do have to pay a renewal each year. So over the lifetime, it would probably end up being more expensive than Elite Blog Academy, but it's less investment up front. Now, Project 24 is content focused as opposed to product focused. They do talk about products, but there's a lot of your business is a content business. So they talk about how to write helpful blog posts. They talk about how to create content on your site, which is not something I got at all from listening to all the stuff and reading the Ruth Sucott book. It's not really about what you put on your site. It's about if you're selling it, anything. And over here, it's really about how can you, it's SEO, right? There's no SEO over in this camp. There's SEO over here. Well, I didn't get in the course, spoiler alert, but there's no SEO advertised. There were a couple journeys and video reviews you could find on YouTube about people who are in the Project 24 course. So you did get a better feel for kind of what your journey could look like. And the other thing was that there was a really transparent timeline. Now that is public. Anyone can use the Project 24 timeline. It's posted on their website. And the timeline tells you what to expect as far as traffic, content creation, and income. So you're not guessing if you're on the right track. There's still doubt. There's still plenty of doubt and frustration, but they have a transparent timeline that can tell you whether you're on track or not. I did go with Project 24. So at the beginning of May, when they rolled out their new course, I joined Project 24. So I had been working on my blog for January, February, March, April, 4 months before I joined Project 24. There was a couple reasons. I just thought it would be more practical because there were mostly men, and this is biased thinking, but because it was mostly men, I thought if I have tech issues, if I have like detail, internet, website questions, I just feel like they're more likely to have the answers to that. I had read some reviews of Elite Blog Academy that they didn't have a lot of help with tech. Now I know they've rolled out some additions to their course since then, so maybe they've corrected that. I just thought that I was less likely to come up against problems that I could not solve if I went with Project 24. It was also really clear what I was getting. I knew that I was getting a 24-month system. I knew that a lot of people were doing it, and I knew that it was step by step. The biggest thing about choosing a course is you just need to start. I started my website 4 months before I bought a course, and I was working on it that whole time before I invested money. Do I think you should buy a course before you start your website? Only if you're sure you're going to do it. You have to commit. Just putting the money down doesn't guarantee that you're going to do it. So if you're watching this video and you haven't started a website, go buy a domain name today. It's less than $10. I know it's hard. It was hard for me even to spend $10, but we went ahead and started the website. It was less than $100, and I know so much more now than I did 9 months ago. The best way to learn is to start. Another thing that I think about all the time is Below Average Blogger talking about his first site versus his second site. Now, he went with Morton's course, which wasn't available, I don't think, in May when I bought Project 24, but it seems very similar. Like, I would definitely trust that course as well. And Below Average Blogger talks about his second site was with a course and how much better it went for him. So I think you should just start and learn, and then when you're ready, definitely buy a course, stop listening to everybody else, and go for it. Yep, so that's it. I decided to join Project 24. I paid the money, and I'm glad I did because it really focused down the steps that I needed to take. I could stop listening to everybody else who I had not paid money to and just decide to go for it with the one course. Put both feet on, or jump in with both feet and just 100% trust that method. Now, is it ignorance? Yes, of course it's ignorance. I'm new. I don't know if it's going to work, but I do think it's going to work. Sometimes I do wonder if I made the right choice, because I am in some blogging Facebook groups, like I'm sure plenty of you are, and I see people who started the same time as me who have already gotten themselves to a full-time income, and I wonder, did I make a mistake choosing to go this way? And I don't know. If I had started with a product-based business or service-based business, could I be already done? Would I not be teaching this year? And that's a good question, but it's not one that I can find the answer to. I am committed to the Project 24 method and building a niche site, and so much so that I went ahead and started working on my second site, which has been really fun. I'll give you a little more information on that in the future, but I want to end this video by saying, buy a course. Just go ahead and commit to a method and go all the way through. All right, thanks so much.